Hello everybody, my name is King of Imps, and this is iGains. Now today we are going to be completing the Zeah, Kebos / Kourend Easy Diaries. If I could find it real quick, there we go, okay. Let me click on this. We are going to be going over all of these in the easy area today, and then tomorrow we're going to do mediums, and then hards, and then elites, that kind of order. But today is going to be the easy diaries. Now for this, you will need a few skills. You will need 15 mining, 25 thieving, 25 construction, 12 herblore, and 20 fishing. Any quests or favor required is 15% Hosidius favor, and you have had to have started the Queen of Thieves. We have luckily done that, so we should be good to go. As you can see, we have completed the Queen of Thieves, so we should be able to do this. Let's get started. Now, making our way down the list, the first thing we need to do is mine some iron at Mount Kurama. So to do that, we are actually going to want to, the fastest way in my opinion to get there would be to Fairy Ring all the way to CIR, which will get you right over near the Slayer Master and that whole area. So we're going to go right to CIR. You don't have to use your house teleport for this or anything if you don't have it, just any Fairy Ring. And as you can see, if we look on the map, the mine will be just about here, so we need to make our way over here. If you have the agility level, you can skip a lot of this by climbing these rocks. If not, you just have to run around this little bit over here to the right, and then a little bit more as well. It's not too far of a run, but it is nice to have the agility level. So you're going to want to go through where you would go to fight the Hydra and all those new monsters, past the elevator, down this little area right here, and that's going to be to your left. And as you keep going, you will see that you have found the iron and the coal, and a lovely man named Haldor Kourend. Okay, so we've just mined ourselves some iron, easy diary, knocked off. Let's do the second one, kill a sand crab, easy enough. If you have the Xeric's Talisman, you can actually teleport to Xeric's Glade, and that should teleport you pretty close to some sand crabs. It'll teleport you just above where they typically are located. So you're going to want to make your way down here, past all the bots that are invisible right now because we are amazing at editing. And one will spawn. Just bash it over the head real quick. It's only got 60 HP. If you haven't trained and you actually are low level, this is a solid and good place to train. It doesn't offer any real loot, so it's more like an AFK, just kind of sit here. How I'm taking damage is kind of embarrassing, but we healed, so we're fine. And once you finish killing off the crab, you will get the next task completed. There we go, and 4 GP as a reward. The third task is to hand in a book from Arceus library. For that, you will want to use the fairy ring code CIS. The library is located just up here near the Arceus favor area. It's not too far from the middle, so if you can get here towards like the Xeric's heart, you can just run up and it is just north of that. We're going to make our way south into the library because we're coming from the other side of it. And as you can see, Runelight is doing its job and covering the entire floor with places that the book could be. So, to turn in a book, you're going to want to ask any of these people. Apparently I'm helping someone else, so let's go figure out who that is. Okay, so Sam here is asking for the Journey of Radha by Grizzle. So to do that, you want to make your way to the very third floor. If you don't have this plugin for Runelight, this is the fastest way in my opinion though, to just find a single book. You're going to want to make your way up to the second floor and then up to the third floor. And you're going to be looking for a lady named Biblica. She typically runs around the third floor. So you just have to move a little bit and then you'll find like a yellow dot as she is right here. Oh, Biblia, not Biblica. Alright, she has much tidying to do, but we are looking for a book. She will tell us exactly where to go. Top floor, northwestern bay. So, in this room right here. Runelight luckily covers which bookcases actually have potential for the book. So, as you can see, we have found The Journey of Radha by Grizzle. So now you're going to want to make your way back down to whoever you're helping. Now, this book slash, pamphlet, whatever you want to call it, can change. It's not always Radha's journey. It could be any of the books from Zeah. So, just look out for that. But when you ask Biblia for help, she will tell you exactly where it is. Alright. Hello, Sam. We will give him the book. And he will give us back a book of arcane knowledge. We can read this, and it actually gives us experience. It gives us like 12 times our mage level, I believe, or 4 times our runecrafting level experience. So we're going to go with runecrafting, because runecrafting isn't fun. And then we're going to make our way to the next task, which is steal from a Hosidius food stall. Remember that Xeric's heart we just left? It's going to be in there. That's going to be the easiest place to go, or we can go down back to Xeric's glade, and there's going to be some stuff down there. I'm actually going to do that, because it's much easier than having to deal with the guard dogs. Hopefully, they are right here. I'm not going to do the whole fancy thing. I'm just going to try stealing it real quick. And we got lucky. So we got ourselves a cooking apple, and the task completed. On to the next one. Browse the Warren's general store. Now this is where we need to have started Queen of Thieves, because we need to go into the dungeon area where that took place. To get to Warren's general store, we're going to want to make our way all the way up past this map, and we're going to be going into this little dungeon right here, which will take us right to the Warrens, and that will be the general store that we are going for. So we have to make our way up there. I recommend using the memoirs book that you're given from all the quests. Unfortunately, I do not have that on me, so I am just going to run. There are many ways around Zeah, so if you have any teleports that help you get around, that is definitely the way to go. Unfortunately, I just don't have any on me. Unfortunately, the Xeric's Talisman doesn't teleport you anywhere close to the Piscarilius house, so that's why I'm running. This is also where Graceful comes in handy, so if you have it, I recommend wearing it, because the Easy Diary, you don't really have to kill a lot of things, so you don't really need anything. As you saw earlier, I was able to kill the sand crab with a pickaxe. Alright, now, as you see, there is a general store right here. That is not the one you want to go into. You actually want to go into the one in the ground, which is right over here. It's this little manhole. You're just going to want to open up the manhole and climb down it. And then you are in the sewers, which is where the Warren's general store is. Making your way left, you will eventually find a little settlement, I guess you want to call it, full of pirates. Pretty cool. And women, also cool. And you're going to come over here to the shopkeeper and trade him. And that's an easy task as well. So, our next task is to take a boat to Land's End. So we're going to make our way back out of this little manhole spot, wherever we go, climb up the ladder. And we're going to travel to the boat to the Land's End. Once you've made your way to the docks south of Piscarilius, right over here, you're going to want to talk to Veos, however you want to call him. And he will give you the options to Port Sarum, Land's End, or stay here. We want to travel to Land's End, and he will take us right there. Going to want to leave the boat, and as you can see, the easy task has been completed, so we can now move on to the next one. Pray at the altar in Kourend Castle. Now again, if you have the Xeric's Talisman, if you can teleport to Xeric's Heart, that will be highly recommended, or you're just going to want to make your way to the center of Zeah. What you want to do when you come here is run up the stairs in the castle, and there will be an altar that you can pray at. Once making your way to the top floor, you can actually see the altar is right over here, right next to a bank, which I actually never knew existed. So I just discovered that you actually have to use some prayer, so you can't have full prayer if you want to actually complete this task. So the easiest way to do that is just turn on a bunch of prayers and let your prayer drain a little bit, and then you can actually pray at the altar, and that will give you the achievement update. Our next task is to dig up some saltpeter. So what you're going to want to do there is make your way down from the castle a little bit south. If you just follow that one road, you will actually see the saltpeter area surrounded by these Koran tasks. There is also a spirit tree close by, in case that's how you guys want to travel there. Or you can actually travel to Xeric's Glade, hop the little stepping stone, which requires 45 agility, and you're also there. Also, if you have a house teleport, or if your house is located in Zeah, you will teleport right there if you teleport home and then leave the portal. And then you can just come across a stepping stone, and you can dig up some saltpeter. And right there, we've got it. Our next task is to enter our player-owned house from Hosidius, meaning you actually need to move your house here to Zeah. And to do that, you're actually going to want to go south of the Heart main area. And right here next to the bank is the real estate agent, and he will move your house here to Zeah. Alright, we are arriving at the estate agent, so you're going to want to go inside and talk to him to relocate your house. I'm going to click option 1, and then you're going to click option 4, Hosidius. This will cost 8,750 GP, that is why I have it in my inventory, plus the 4 GP that we got from that sand crab. So our house has been moved to Hosidius, and now we have to enter our house. Once you've made your way back to the house portal, you can just enter your home. And we've completed the next easy task. Our next task is to heal a wounded soldier, so for that we're going to have to walk all the way over to the Shazian area, which is very far out of the way, and right here where it says current task is where we want to go. I recommend using the Xeric's Talisman again for this. If you teleport to Xeric's Lookout, I believe, you'll actually be just south of the Shazian house, so you can make your way up from there. You're going to see a bunch of soldiers over here training and kicking the air, showing their dominance over other houses of Zeah. Okay, I showed you guys the wrong one, but basically the house, or like the tent next to where I just showed you, is where you want to go. As you can see, there is a little hideout shack over here, not really a hideout, but you're going to want to take from this. You can take many, that will fill up your inventory with these med packs, and then you're going to simply run over here, use the Shazian pack on one of the wounded soldiers. That will give you the achievement. As you can see, this is also a pretty fast way of gaining Shazian favor in case you don't have that yet, but if you already have it, then you're fine. If you don't, this is a good way to train before Lizardmen. Up next, we're going to want to create a strength potion in the Kench pub. Unfortunately, I forgot the supplies for that, so I'm going to make my way to the GE real quick, and I will be right back with you. If you're at the GE and you need the supplies, what you want to buy is a Terramin potion unfinished, is the fastest way to go. And you will also need a Limpwort root. To teleport to Lovakenge, you will want to teleport to Xeric's Inferno, and that will take you pretty close to the pub, the deeper load. If you look on the map, it will be just slightly south of where we are, past all this, past the little bank. We're going to make our way over there now. And here we are. He was the hairiest dwarf in town. Those were the days. So long, such a long beer, it touched the floor. This is the greatest pub I've ever been in, let me tell you guys. Now, to make this, you just simply use the Limpwort on the Terramin potion. That's what completes the easy task. And our last task of the easy diary is to fish a trout in the River Mulch. Now, the River Mulch is just slightly south of the Farming Guild, which has just been added with this update as well. If you have a skills necklace, it is the fastest way to get there, as it has the farming necklace on it. If not, again, if you have Fairy Ring, CIR will get you pretty close. That will get you right over here, where we were at the beginning of this episode, and you're just going to want to run a little bit south. Here's where we're running to, the River Mulch. It says lure. We're going to come over here and lure with our fly fishing rod, and we unfortunately did not get it. We got a salmon. There we go. A trout has been obtained. Oh, I missed the message, unfortunately. But we have finished the easy task area. But we have finished the easy tasks for the Kourend and Kebos diary. So now what we want to do is speak to Ellis outside Kourend Castle to claim our reward. If you've got the Xeric's Talisman, once again, I recommend using it for the Xeric's Heart. And she is just down here in what looks like all dragon armor, because she's just that cool. I've completed all of my easy tasks in my Kourend/Kebos achievement diary. I see that, well done. You'll be wanting your reward. Yes, please. We get the Blessing of Radha, and we are able to do a lot of things with that. So the first Blessing of Radha is a bit brown. It looks kind of like the Bandos one. So if we put on just the Radha's Blessing 1 on its own, it has no stats at all. Not even +1 prayer. The antique lamp we get actually gives us 2.5k experience, so I'm going to use that in runecrafting once again because runecrafting sucks. 2.5k runecrafting XP has been achieved. Now, with the completion of this diary, we have 3 teleports to the Kourend Woodland every day. So if we teleport there, I will show you guys where it takes you. Right here in the middle of nowhere. On the map, it is just above Land's End, which is also really close to the Woodcutting Guild if you're able to get in there. So if you don't have the skills necklace to actually get to the Woodcutting Guild, this could be a viable option to get pretty close. It also takes you a bit south of the Xeric's Lookout, so if you have a Xeric's Talisman, then you're also kind of good. So with this diary, it also gives you half access to the Crabclaw Isle. If you guys know what that is, it is an island full of rock crabs right over here. It costs 10k without anything, without any diaries, to actually get onto. So this is a way to make that cost cheaper if you guys use this often. And with this diary, we also get a doubled drop rate of the Xerix Talisman. So if you don't have one, then completing this first diary will actually increase your chances. The drop rate for this is normally 1 in 250. So by doing this first easy diary, it turns into a 1 in 125. There will be more guides like this coming out later this week. Every day there will be a new update. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Zeah Diaries. Tomorrow I will be completing the medium diary, so stay tuned for that. Although I have some things already crossed off, I will do them anyway, just to show you guys. So every day there will be a new diary completed, as well as some other new Zeah Kebos Lowland fun. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time.